What's up, guys? It's Brent with Lykins Motorsports. Got on the dyno a day early. I kind of like doing that to surprise the customers and give them some good news ahead of time. So I rolled down this morning. Got everything on the dyno. I'll put up a couple of videos here in a second. We'll go over the dyno numbers here. Just a few notes though. Cam break-in went perfectly fine. Didn't take us. Had another guy working with me. It took us about 30 minutes to add the springs. No problem. Oil filter was perfectly clean. Just really pleased with how the engine ran, especially for the cylinder head. The cylinder heads are the Epi Power tunnel port heads, and this is probably the first all aluminum tunnel port motor that you would see. So yeah, no problems with cam break-in, no problems during the dyno, except for one of the things that I warned about. So you got two things going on here. If you run these valve covers, they don't have breathers in them. That's an oil fill cap. The only oil fill cap that you can get has two little holes to breathe in. So for a 482-inch motor making roughly 600 horsepower, what happens is there's two holes in the block on these aftermarket blocks, and they're pretty good size, and the counterweight ends up throwing a tremendous amount of oil up at the breather. Even with I've got it's almost like steel wool baffle under there. So we were getting a couple of issues. We're getting oil out of that breather, and it was because of two things. First, it was having oil thrown at it, and then this dude is just basically no help whatsoever in venting the engine. So you're trying to pass all the crankcase pressure and all that stuff through whatever orifice you can find. We actually removed this and just put a hose on it, and we weren't getting any blow-by or anything out of it, and the engine picked up 12 horsepower. So it was just completely clogged, stopped up, as far as venting. That's why I just don't like this setup whatsoever. So I've been talking with Cody, and we got several options available to us, and I'm recommending to get rid of these valve covers. Keep that guy just for an oil fill, block off that dude right there, and then put some valve covers on with some breathers, and then everything will be hunky-dory. But that was the only issue that we had. The normal aluminum block stuff where we have to go around, tighten all the plugs and all that sort of thing after it gets heat in it. But yeah, everything went fine. So let's look at the numbers. All right, so we were running it, not showing water temp here because we're reading it right off the gauge off the tank. So it's about 180 degrees. Oil temperature stayed nice and calm during the pull. Oil pressure went up through the pull. We did have an O2 sensor issue. It was bouncing some crazy readings during the cam break-in, like down around 7 and back up and back down. And they had just dynoed some alcohol motors, and that just kind of wreaks havoc with O2 sensors. So I wouldn't really pay attention to this. This is probably what I would pay attention to. So about 13 1/4 to 1, which is a good spot. When you put a restrictive air cleaner on it, it'll richen it up. 561 pound-feet of torque at about 5,000 RPM. Peak horsepower was 586, we'll call it, at 6,000 RPM, and it kept it pretty much up to about 6,500 RPM. So all in all, really sweet little motor. Turning the water pump and alternator. So you pull those two accessories off, you'd have your 600 horsepower engine. But for the purposes of the make a guess, the horsepower, we'll do 586. So 585.59 rounded up. And let's take a look at who had the closest guess, and then we'll show some videos. Alright, so here's the video that we put up. 12 days ago, it says, and we had lots of close guesses. We had 164 comments total. The closest without going over was Mr. Ken Rotter, right here, 585. So he was within just about a half of a horsepower of guessing it on the money. So, Mr. Ken, if you see this, shoot me an email, please, and we'll see about getting you a shirt. The owner of the engine, Mr. Cody, guessed 591, so he was pretty close. And Mr. Joe Crane guessed about 579, so he was close as well. So had a lot of close guessers. Alright, let's listen to the engine do its thing.